everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Helluva Hazbeans. I am the wordy Hazbin, otherwise known as Wordy, and today we have, of course, my lovely co-host.
Hello, I am apparently nifty.
My co-host Sky, otherwise known as Nifty. And today we have a very and today we have a very special guest with us today, and we are so excited to have her with us today. We have today with us Batsy Bunny on Twitter, who does wonderful pin work.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Listen. As soon as Sky and I were discussing, yes. Listen, like I was saying for Glitch and Dreamer last week, again, two beautiful guests that we had with us. To take something and to create something masterful out of that is just it blows my mind. I am just so beyond impressed.
I really appreciate it. I just really love making pins, and it's just been getting me through the days.
That's awesome.
That brings so much joy to my day.
It does.
Thank you so much, Sky.
To scroll through Twitter.
I speak the truth.
You know what you remind me of? You remind me of the sitar from Moulin Rouge, that you only speak the truth.
I speak only the truth, and my truth is
Oh man, I can't with you. I can't. So today, as usual, we like to begin each stream with a celebration and to make any announcements. I personally would love to celebrate, the newfound friendship that we have with Miss Bunny. So,
Thank you. Woo!
Oh my God, no!
I'm trying not to be too loud to not overblow everybody's headphones. So, but that was a very enthusiastic woo.
No, get excited. This is definitely something to be excited for and to be excited about.
And friendship.
Well, you know what it is.
Yeah.
No. It's good. I was gonna try to give a big woo, but then I also remembered oh wait, it's not. Everyone is asleep in my neighborhood, so maybe.
Everyone wake up! It's the morning. You're wasting your Sunday.
I mean, they really should be spending
it. Yeah, I'll give my quietest, most enthusiastic woo I can muster.
That the woos are excited. Let it be understood that the woos are meant to be excited.
I can do that.
It's more of an uwu because I'm a furry and a degenerate, so.
Yeah, I'm not alone.
Oh, okay.
So make sure. No, you have to. Woo is more of an uwu, and they have to write it down with an UW.
Oh, whoa?
Yes. What's this?
Oh, whoa, what's this?
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to talk about pins. I'm a furry.
Stream topic was pins. Now it's about us just saying oh whoa and ooh woo.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right, go ahead, lay on the questions you have for me. I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
So, tell us. Go ahead.
You cut out there.
Okay. So yeah, let's begin. Batsy, tell us what was your inspiration to make pins?
So I have always been a pin person, the crazy type of person who buys entire sets of pins, doesn't even look at the price because you need them. And I just really love pins. I have boards and boards of pins, and I really wanted to make them in some capacity. But I had only recently got into the Hazbin community. And I guess it's actually tied with how I got into the Hazbin community too, and why I decided to make pins. So,
Okay.
like backtracking a little bit too.
We're good
Yeah,
at
this
that
is.
here.
I know, like it's a very multifaceted story. So, backtracking a bit, I used to work in the cosplay industry,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a pretty bad spinal injury, so it was getting pretty hard for me to do what I used to do, which was style wigs. Um, just because it's very hard for me to contort my body. I mean, you have the same spinal issues that I do, so
Yes.
you know how it is.
Yep.
You can't really stand for too long. You can't sit for too long, and just
Mm-hmm.
every wrong movement is like needles in your back.
Yep.
So I'm pretty much grieving the loss of something that I really loved doing, and trying to find something else that I loved doing. Uh, I had decided, like, you know what? I guess I'll just do dye sublimated things, and I guess I'll make pins too, just because I love it. I want to do something that I love. And then I got horribly injured and couldn't walk for 2 months, and all I could do was draw pins.
Okay.
so 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 yeah. So that's why during the months of like I had first joined Twitter, and I was like, oh boy, like the starry eyed, like, okay, I'm going to do things like in my spare time. And then it became the only thing I did. So if you see like when I joined and the ungodly amount of pins that I drew during, like, I think from March to when was it? Like March to May. That was me in bed, not being able to walk and
Okay.
having nothing else to do but draw pins. I realized I had drawn so many angel pins, and he's not even my favorite character. I just really like drawing him. I love his hair.
I think that I'm not the only one who went through this. The very first character I think everyone starts to learn to draw is Angel, and then you're suddenly in this loop of why am I drawing Angel so much? He's not even my favorite.
I mean, Angel's a great character.
He's great.
I just really like his hair.
I think the fun
Yes.
part with Angel's design in general, though, is you can make him do so many things and it works for him. Whereas you put a different character in that situation, it's like, oh, this looks weird.
Yeah, pretty much. I He's a character that you could just stick in everything, and he's just really fun to draw. Oh, I didn't even. Oh, sorry. In this story, I completely forgot to explain how I got into the Hazbin community. Whoops. Um, very big whoops.
It's all
Uh,
good. This is
I know what
normal.
I'm doing. I totally prepared talking
It's
points.
okay.
So, uh, I again, like, I was grieving the loss of something that I really loved doing, and I think because I had worked on the corporate side of the cosplay industry, I had become very disillusioned with everything, and I had kind of lost interest in things that I really loved, just because of having it soured for me by industry. And it was actually Glitch, like Princess Glitch on Twitter, who's one of my dear friends,
She's
uh,
amazing.
who, yeah,
Hi, Glitch, if
and
you're watching.
obviously, like, my other dear friend, Designing Dreamer, who is actually,
Hey,
she's on
Dreamer.
Twitter. Oh
Another
God.
amazing
Oh no.
artist. Yes.
We had our glorious pair for our last stream.
So both of them infected me with Hazbin around, uh, I want to say February, like early February, and I instantly latched on, and it was something that ignited my love of like fan art again, something that ignited my love of cosplay again, even though I can't really do very much. Like I can't really style much anymore. It was something that made me like that I was passionate about again. So and then insert the story that I originally told here. There we go. Maybe this is asymmetrical storytelling. There it is. To
Yes.
get the middle part and then the intro. There you go.
Gotta love those stories.
Um, yeah. So I mean, can I tell the gruesome stories about like the injury and everything?
Whatever you're comfortable with. It's really
Yeah.
based on your comfort level.
I had to tell managers about my private parts. I have lost all sense of embarrassment. I guess it's because it pushed me like the injury pushed me further into the fat pushed me further into the Hazbin fandom. There we go. I can talk. I promise. It pushed me further into the Hazbin fandom because I. Oh, there you are. Welcome back, Sky.
It's okay. I saw myself echoing, so rather than have it echo the entire rest of the stream, I'm like, I'm just gonna do this quick and then fix, and then we'll. There we go.
Alrighty.
That's the way of having phone.
Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, that's right. My gruesome injury.
Oh God.
So I didn't obviously go into the nitty gritty details on Twitter just in case somebody was squeamish. But I guess well, because some people asked me because they were curious. So I had just joined like during the pandemic. I'm somebody who's like a introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. I don't know which one I am, but I get overwhelmed by people, but I also need to be around, you know, like a cat. Like I need to be in the same room as somebody, but don't touch me.
Yep.
So,
All I see is
so
huskiness.
I got very depressed during the pandemic because there was no way for me to leave my house. So I had joined my friend in her work in February of this year, just to get out of the house. And you know, behind the register, those floor pads, those just to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that, but then there was also a stool, and the floor was uneven. You know, how, like just the feet were on the uneven portion
Yep.
of the floor, and you know how like the world isn't made for short people.
Yep.
So, and I'm very short, so I can't like just put my posterior directly in the center of the stool. I have to sit on the side and then wiggle my way to the center.
Uh-huh.
So that's it. I do that. I sit on the corner, but because it's on uneven flooring, it flips 90 degrees.
Oh
And I
God.
fall groin first
Ouch.
into the bar
Oh.
of the stool. But I didn't just fall once. I was like perpetually falling, like it was like a goofy skit because I kept falling directly on my groin several times
Oh.
because until finally I was given the grace of actually falling on the floor.
Oh my God.
So so you know, it hurt terribly, and obviously I was asked like, "Are you okay?" And I was very embarrassed. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally okay." Narrator voice: She was not okay. So while I'm going back to the customer, I start fading really quickly, and I have a fainting problem. So I know when I'm about to faint, and I'm like, "Uh oh, this is a problem." So I go on. I was also very confused. I'm calling on the speakers, saying, "Hey, I'm about to pass out. Can somebody come up here and man the registers?" Uh, and the coworker did, saying like, "Oh my God, is everything?" I'm like, "Yeah. Bye." And then I go into the back room to faint. I'm pretty good about like controlling when I faint, just because I faint so often from my low blood pressure. So
Okay.
usually, okay. So anybody who hasn't fainted before, usually you don't get this much time. I'm just really good at like positioning myself so I can faint properly in like a safe area.
Nice.
So then I texted my family because I was like, wait, I can't faint yet. I have to text my family and let them know uh, I'm fainting just in case I wind up in the hospital. But because I was so confused, I made the situation worse because I texted my family like I I had an accident, fainting. Bye.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
So obviously that freaks them out. But then I was like, yep, I did good. And then I passed out.
I
uh,
I love that. Yup, I
and
did good, and then I fainted.
Yep.
I was like, well, my job is done. Wiped hands of the situation. I promise this has to do with Hazbin Hotel. I promise.
We're leading up to
It's
it.
just, I
The
promise.
suspense.
It's killing me.
Uh, so, so then obviously the manager comes in saying, are you okay? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm totally fine. Asked me if I have to go to the hospital and everything. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I was not fine. I was in horrible, like the pain made me pass out. But I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so I somehow get home. It was agonizing just trying to sit. And when I got home and I pulled my pants down, I I don't know how to describe. Again, anybody squeamish, you might want to like just cover your ears for a few seconds. But my inside parts were outside.
Oh.
It it okay. I don't know how else to describe it, but saying that it looked like I had grown a penis. It was that large, and I was like, oh, maybe I do need to go to the hospital. So, yeah, and you know when you go to the ER and you think like, oh, the ER, they've seen everything. They're totally going to be like, I've seen that a million times. Here's some ibuprofen, kid. Walk it off. Uh, so I there, and the doctor makes a face, and that's when I got scared
Oh my
because
God.
I was like,
That's when you panic when even the doctors are like, "Oh shit."
yeah. I was like, oh shit. So the doctor was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I have never seen this before in my entire life. And I was like, oh, that's great. That's,
Oh,
that's
that's
exactly
comforting.
what I wanted to hear.
Oh, that's comforting.
And then the nurse runs into the room saying, excuse me, how did you get your injury again? And I was like, yes, I fell off the chair. Like I felt it's like, please, I understand, I get it. I get it. And the real kicker was I had only worked there for 2 weeks. I was out for 2 months. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. Um, yeah. So I was just in bed going crazy and just looking for something, I guess, to latch onto. And there was Hazbin. I think
Having to save the day.
I think I had only drawn one or two taro pins, taro, carrot, taro. I think we discussed like the proper pronunciation. I don't know.
I
Somebody
always call
cancel
him
me
Taro.
online.
Taro, yeah.
I'm just gonna say taro because I like how it sounds. But if I'm saying it wrong, it's okay. Everybody here who's
It
on
sounds
Twitter,
British and I like it.
so everybody on Twitter, you're feel free to cancel me. It's fine. I deserve it
I
probably.
think there's been enough
Um,
cancelling for the moment.
it's fine. So I just that's why I drew so many pins in such a short amount of time. Yes, it was because I was home all the time and had no life because I had nothing else. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. Like I can't sleep because it's too painful. I can't walk. I can barely eat. I guess I'll just draw Angel a billion times.
I
So
must
yeah.
draw the pixie spider.
So that's how I got so invested into Twitter, into like Twitter, and Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. It's because I couldn't walk and because I broke my crotch. There you go. Next
Oh.
question. Does that answer your question of how I got into pins? So yes, there's your answer. Next question.
So, due to my busted crotch, I got into Hazbin Hotel.
That's pretty much it. I don't think I would have been so active in the community if I didn't break my vagina. So
I mean, I'm
there
really
you go.
sorry. In all sincerity, I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine impaling myself
It,
with a stool. I mean, believe it or not,
yeah,
I could see that being like a more common thing than you would think.
Oh yeah.
so it was a guy. Once I had to go to a specialist, like the gynecologist, just to make sure I didn't break anything inside of me. Um,
Okay.
yeah, she said it's actually more common than you think. It's just that yours is like one of the nastier cases, and you have nerve
Yeah.
damage everywhere, so that's why you can't walk. So, yeah, but it it yeah, that pain I will say had given me such thick skin. Like I think it cured some anxiety I have because it bashed it right out of me because every time I think of like the worst case scenarios of things, and like you go to your worst case scenarios in your head, I'm like, but it will never be as bad as that time
Nope.
that I broke my vagina. So like nothing is ever that bad. So there you go, kids. If you want to cure your anxiety, you just gotta bust your crotch because nothing is worse than that.
You know what
And
though?
thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I
You know
promise
what?
this is about Hazbin Hotel. I promise.
I give you. You know what though? I love how you find humor. You find humor in that. It's funny you say that though because we were couch shopping the other day. And we did finally find one. We found one yesterday, but the other day we went to one of the furniture stores right near the apartment, and we were talking to the sales guy, and I said, "Yeah, no," I said, "Listen, I need something good for a herniated disc. I gotta, I said, I need something good. Nothing I'm gonna sink into." And I said, I'm walking on a tilt right now. And the guy looks at me, and I said, "Why? He didn't do it. He didn't cause." I said, "I'm not walking funny because of him."
Oh my god.
Of course you did. Of course you
What? I mean, look, I kind of felt
I
like
mean,
I was
that's
on.
good.
Huh?
No, I'm like, that's good. That is, he's like, you can do it. It's fine.
He, the sales guy could not stop laughing. I said, "Why, you having a good time?" I said, "You having a good time with this?" He looks at me, and he goes, so he looks at Dan, he looks at me, and he goes, I really don't know what to say. He goes, you sure he didn't do it? And I said, I promise
I
you
mean,
he didn't do it.
that's the correct response. That's the, that's the correct response from him.
I said, yep, I threw my
Oh
back
my
out, not in
god.
the way I wanted to.
I wish, like, I wish that it
Oh
was
god, this
a cooler
stream's already
story.
a mess.
Like, you know how sometimes, like, when you have these and you have these disabilities, you're like, well, because like this injury obviously made my spinal injury 1,000 times worse. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
wish that it was like way cooler. I feel because I like it at the work. It was like a rental service. I wish it was that a customer ran me over because that's so much easier to explain. You know, like oh yes, like a customer didn't know how to drive and they floored it in reverse, and that's oh yes, I am so sorry. That
Right, right.
that makes sense. Um, but now there's this whole complicated of like I fell off a chair and broke my vagina, and that's why I couldn't walk.
No, you just see it more as a case of I'm keeping all the doctors on their toes.
You know
Like
what?
they see these regular injuries on a regular basis. I'm bringing them something all unique.
I like the way you think, Sky.
You know what? It's true. It's a very like now I can laugh about it because I can walk again.
Yeah.
Okay, you know I did find it funny even then because like I can't walk and it's because I broke my vagina. I mean I didn't literally break my vagina, but I like saying it because it makes people uncomfortable when I say it like that. So I'm gonna continue saying it like that.
Good. As you should. And I'm proud of you.
Yes.
You know, I realize like anybody listening, I'm like, you're into Hazbin Hotel. You knew what you got into.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
Oh, no. Listen,
Come on, you know why.
All right,
nobody
but
here.
enough about my private parts. Let's talk more about him.
Well, you know what? Thank you for sharing that and giving us insight into various injuries, the rarer side. But
Mm.
I can't even say that it's rare. I mean, I can definitely see that happening with, and especially with stools. I mean, they are just
I
so
mean,
unpredictable.
the way mine happened is rare because I was trying before I went to the doctors. You know how you're freaking out. I'm trying to look at like
Yeah.
why do I have a penis now? So I was like looking it up, like and I was looking up hematomas, and nothing looked like mine. So everybody, I mean everybody listening, you won't be able to find because I tried to. Uh, yeah, sorry.
We do not
Okay.
condone the searches of such things.
Well, I
You
know.
know
I
what?
mean, like it's so gruesome. Like everybody might be like curious, but like
Hmm.
I can assure you, you will not find a picture of what it looked like because I tried to. But I will say, like I also gave my friend a good laugh because I let him know what happened and how like I just overnight I instantly sprouted like obviously I didn't grow a penis, but like it looked like it. It really looked like it. And he said like I'm so sorry for your pain, but I have to say you're like living my trans man dreams because I wish I could just like one day wake up and there's a penis. And I was like, well, there you go. All you have to do is fall on a stool 4 times. I mean, you won't be able to walk, but like you could look down and be like, yeah, look at it. Look at all this.
Look at it.
Well, given the human
Sorry, but
anatomy.
again, I think more people are here about pins and not my privates. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so moving. Okay, so moving.
I don't know how to make my own pins. What's this?
Oh
Sorry,
God.
please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So moving forward. Um. So as far as the pins go, do you have a favorite and a least favorite pin?
Yes, I mean it changes every time I make a pin. Well, not every time. Okay, currently. Oh, okay. So like one of my favorite pins. was the piss bottle pin. I really, really loved that pin.
It's
So,
fucking glorious.
and I think also one of my favorites right now is the Alistair and Vox pin I just made, because I just really like.
That one's amazing. I will say that I saw that one. I was just like, oh my god. I love how cartoony it is. I love their facial expressions. I mean, I love everything about it.
It's so good.
Okay.
What about least favorites?
So no, sorry, I'm trying to like think of like. Wait, I'm sure there's one I'm forgetting, and I also really love the Pride set, just because. Also, one of the reasons why I latched on to Hazbin was because of just because I'm on the ace spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
and there are like no asexual characters ever, and I was like really excited, like wow, one of the main characters is ace, and like it's exactly like how you'd be when you're ace, like when you're not physically interested in anybody, so you have nothing to do but be a serial killer. It just made me feel seen. Yeah, I felt really seen by this.
I feel a lot of people feel that
Why?
way.
Why did my mind take that out of complete context? It's just like, oh yeah, so if you're asexual, chances are you're a serial killer or cannibal.
Oh
Yep.
lord.
Yeah, it made me feel seen. So I really like the Pride set too. So okay, my least favorite pin that I've made. I forgot what I've drawn. Hold up. Wait, no. Wait, I have access to the files. Well, let me. I have the knowledge. Of like,
Secrets.
oh my god. I'm the one who drew them, and I forgot what I've drawn. Oh my god.
That's me.
My least favorite. Well, I guess because I was trying to. I have like obviously I have other series that I really love, and I don't play Identity 5 just because it's way too much anxiety. Like it's anxiety hide and seek. Um, but I really like the characters and I think they're very cute, so I just watch people play instead. So I drew 2 pins like that I wanted to make from that, but then I instantly shelved them because uh, they didn't come out exactly how I wanted, and then I was like, I'm just gonna throw away the entire thing, and then I kept doing has-been stuff because I tend not to draw a lot of things that I don't like because the instant I find something wrong in the sketch, I just throw it away, which I probably shouldn't do, but I do it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think all artists are like guilty of that one though. You'll start a piece and you're like, delete that.
Oh, I do that all the time with writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I feel weird about this. Might as well just nuke this entire project and feel bad about it. Yeah, like okay, I guess for instance, right now, like for the last pin that I wanted to make for this Alistair, I can't even call it a set. It was just more like a loose string of pins that I wanted to draw, made me happy. But one of them was making me upset because it wasn't coming out how I wanted. So I redrew it several times and I threw all of the sketches away. It was of Alistair in Angel's clothes. And my head canon for Alistair is that he is very what's the word? Oh god, I lost the words. He's embarrassed by showing so much skin, and he doesn't have the fluff boob that like Angel has. So it's just so much chest for him, and he's just all flustered and embarrassed by it. But I couldn't draw it the way I wanted to. Uh, so
I may
Yeah,
have to
that's
do
what
that for you later then.
it was just more like he's not flustered enough. I hate this. I'm throwing it all away.
Oh, I am so doing this later. That's what I'm gonna do when I'm having my break from animatic shit.
How is the
I'm gonna
animatic
take a
going?
break from drawing Alistair for animatic, and I'm gonna do Alistair being flustered as all hell because I'm so exposed.
Yeah. So there it is. The end.
The
Close the
ends.
book.
Um. So how does that go with the pin process? Like I understand, you design it, but like what is it like from beginning to end? Is it usually a smooth process, or is it more frustrating?
Um, yes. To both, yes. The way it works is, uh, I'll get so okay. I have more ideas for pins. I'm very good at making ideas, not so much in terms of execution because my mind is all over the place. Um, and I tend to jump from one idea to the next. Like and so I write down all the ideas I have in a notepad, and it just keeps getting bigger, and then I get overwhelmed, and then I was like, instead of tackling anything from this notepad, why don't I make something absolutely like a new idea?
Mm-hmm.
Do this notepad.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I have a set idea for like a set and be like, okay, this set has this many pieces in it. It will feature these characters. It'll maybe be made out of this material, and then I design based off of the material, how big they will be. And I learn more as I go with just the pin making process. And now
Okay.
that I received pins, I can see, oh, okay, so the factory might have some issues with sizes these small. They might have some issues with this material. So I just keep that in the back of my mind when I design, just to make it easier for the people pouring enamel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so fascinated by all of this.
And then I get anxiety. Some like in there, then there's the I forgot about the anxiety portion. There's lots of anxiety.
I'm
Like, oh
sorry.
God, only I will like these. I'm gonna. I just I just look at it and I have anxiety. And like, oh, I I don't think anybody except for me finds this funny.
And then you have me
I'm
who
very
turns up and
happy.
I go, I need all of these.
So I'm very happy. Like for instance, the piss pin. That people like that one because I was worried like only I want this.
I loved when that poll went up and it's just like, hey, so which design do you want? Everyone just immediately, piss!
I was kind of distraught because I really did want to draw it as a Chanel bottle, but I understand. And I guess it was cheaper to make it as the piss bottle because it was less. What's the word? It was less detailed.
Mhm.
But I kind of wanted to draw a Chanel bottle that said piss on it. So it's fine.
I think we
And
all
that's
needed
the
that.
end. And that's how I make pins.
Oh man. I mean,
Oh, it's
listen,
great.
I love learning about the process. I do. I love hearing it from start to finish. I mean, somebody's creative process is, I mean, they're all so different. So to learn how everyone, does theirs is always so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So the creative process for me is I have anxiety until I do it to the point where I have less anxiety, and then I double check with other artist friends, like, hey, are these colors okay? Does this work? And then I post it when it doesn't give me anxiety. That's my creative process.
All right, listen, that is more than
The
fair.
end.
The end. I like that. When I was, I can relate to that on so many levels. When I was in the process of publishing my book, now my friend owns a publishing company, so I went through him. And he and I were going back and forth, and now I know it's always touch and go. I mean, he and I get along great, both as friends and business partners. So, I mean, I do have the best of both worlds, and I'm very fortunate for that. But I felt like I was such a pain in the ass because I had a lot of anxiety over towards the end. And
Mm-hmm.
and you find yourself nitpicking about everything. Everything. If I saw
Yep.
something, if I saw something out of place, or if I saw something, you know, um I would look through the file again and be like, "Oh my god, I didn't catch this," and "Oh my god, I didn't catch that." And he'd be like, "Yeah, it's kind of too late." I'm like, "What do you mean it's too late?" So now I'm panicking. I'm like, "What the fuck? What am I going to do now? Oh my god. Oh my god." And then there's Sky, who's like, "Calm down. It's okay. He's okay."
Legit, you talk to me every day like, "Hey, I'm so worried. This. Can you check this?" And I'm like, "It's all good." So yeah, but what about this? It's fine.
I mean, you're
Stop
Yeah.
gonna be your own.
panicking.
You're gonna be your own worst critic. So, like,
That's what
it truly is fine.
Like
it
I'm honest
probably.
when I come to anything. So if
Yeah.
anything's like out of place, I say it. But like,
Well,
ever since like you posted your first thing with Harper, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good."
and even then you panic about that too, especially when you create your own characters. You don't know how they're going to be received. So in Harper's case, it was more so like, okay, how are they going to perceive her? How is she going to be taken? And especially when you're writing, fiction in itself, and you're working on, writing the characters, and you got to worry, did I depict them the right way? Are they going to be well represented? Are they going to be, is this going to be accepted by the community? Like, you don't know. And I was very, this I got to say, and I feel like I always say this, and I mean it every time. I have to say the
Mm-hmm.
Hazbin community has to be one of the most supportive communities I've ever been part of. And it
Mm-hmm.
has it has an arsenal of such talented people, whether it be plushies, pins, just fan art itself, fan fiction. I mean, I've never seen so much talent in one sitting before. So it's like I'm very fortunate to be part of this group.
Oh, I actually have to agree with you about the has-been community, and uh, I think it's because it's also like filled with furries.
I'ma just hide.
No, it's like, I mean, I always go like, haha, I'm a furry. Like, I don't, like, my persona is like a shit post, but I really appreciate furry characters, and I just really appreciate furries in general. So I I just find them to be the nicest people. Like, cause furries, like we know what we are. Like, we don't have
Exactly.
any
We
legs
are
to
furry
stand on.
trash.
Like, we know what we are. It's fine.
We're
It's
trash.
fine.
You know,
So
I do have to agree with you as far as the furry community goes, because I mean, some of the nicest people that I've met have come from the furry community. When Sky and I first started talking, and and then I met her boyfriend and his group of friends, and I was like, these are some of the nicest people I've ever met. What the fuck? This is amazing.
oh yeah, it's true. Like the furries are, and so I think it's because, um, like, okay, so I think the series just attracts furries, and I know this because Vivian makes furry propaganda. Like I knew it. Like when I first watched the pilot, I was like, uh, this is furry propaganda. I can tell. Like there's
I think they
like I
own
can
panel
tell. I
at
can
a
tell this.
furcon.
No, this is trying to make people furries. This is like forget the gay agenda. This is the furry agenda. It's like people are
Mm-hmm.
trying to turn it into furries. And
I
then
think
like I
even
looked
before the
more.
pilot came out, Hasbin had their own like what would you like event at one of the furcons as well. They had their own panel at a furcon.
So I went to her channel, like Vivziepop, and then I saw Zoophobia, and I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I could feel the furry off of this. but it's too late. She turned me into a furry.
Viv.
Just kidding. I was always a furry.
No, but I think
Viv just cemented it.
Yeah.
you know what? I got that feeling when I was watching Timber. I was watching
Timber?
Timber, yeah.
Mhm.
It was one of her shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
No, and it was very good. And I was like, huh. She likes them furries, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, it's yeah. I could feel the furry energy, but it's too late because I'm a furry now.
I think it just
I got
cemented your
sucked into
identity.
that rabbit hole.
Yeah, but like in all seriousness, I find furries to usually be the nicest people. So, and I think because the series attracted furries, a lot of the fandom is just very nice and accepting. Because again, furries, we know what we are. Like we get it. We don't have a leg to stand on. We can't be toxic because like we're furries. Like the only time I
No,
usually see
we just
problems.
expect the toxicity. That's the thing, though.
Oh, that's
I remember. So I really like your story and all that. By the way, I'm a furry. Please don't hate me.
And what I say to you? What I say to you?
I can't remember because lately your thing with me is just I call bullshit.
Oh yeah, I do say that a lot. Um, no,
that's
listen.
funny. Just like, hi, I'm just warning you, I'm a furry.
Yeah.
I get it. It's fine. It's fine. Like I get it.
Hi, I'm a furry. If you hate me, cool. I'll leave.
Enough.
No, I try to do the nicest. I'm sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, honey. What were you saying?
No, I just said I think furries are like usually the nicest people, and the only time I found problems in the community were from the minors.
Mhm.
Also, minors listening to this, you're on thin fucking ice.
If any
Like
minors are
I'm not.
listening to this, you're on the wrong channel. This is not for you.
Well, I get it because like it does attract like it is like kind of for teenagers. I get it. Like I remember when I was a teenager, like I was interested in South Park, and that's like an 18 plus show.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But
Oh yeah.
also under just I I found the most problems. Like when like the guy told me he'd pay me to not make my porn thumbnail pins. Like minor. Like I found most of the problems from minors, and I think it's just in relation to like this is just my theory, but I think because it's such an older fandom, like we're in our late 20s, early 30s,
Mhm.
um, that I think some of the minors who might also already have or just have issues relating to other people or issues like with socializing, like I mean like anybody who might be like growing up with ADHD, autism, anybody. I'm just saying from my personal experience
Mhm.
growing up with that. But I'm not saying I was also because the internet wasn't really a thing when I was
Right.
growing
Right.
up in the 1940s. I'm an old lady. Some of them think like, oh, I have to be edgy, and this is how to be cool and accepted in this. And really, that's not the case.
Mhm.
You don't have to be edgy. In fact, just being positive and kind will net you more uh, friendships and better relationships here in this fandom, if anything. But please don't try to make friends with older people. They're weird
Mm-mm.
people. I mean, to go off on a tangent, I guess, just like my lip, because I was gonna make a PSA about it until like I got so dreadfully busy. But I get so uncomfortable with the amount of minors who message me trying to strike up conversation because go after like kids.
Exactly.
But it makes me very uncomfortable because I'm thinking like, oh God, like you don't know the type of person I am. Like I'm already in this fandom. I'm a degenerate. Like, like not in that way. Like, so I'm like, you don't know who's on the other end. Just because somebody does something that you like, see with a bunch of YouTubers who are terrible, terrible people. So just be careful of who you interact with, and just please just be very careful, and also realize, like me, as like a person in my late 20s, there is not a single 15-year-old on this. We're in
Right.
completely different stages of our life. Like we wouldn't be on equal footing, even like for friendship. I'm not even talking about like in a sexual way. I mean even friendship. So be fair. You are way older and trying to befriend and hang out with people much younger, because there is a very bad power dynamic there, and even not even sexually, you could be hurt emotionally. So just be careful. That's just what I'm saying. Please be careful. That's the end of my PSA.
No, you know
That
what
was a
though?
good PSA.
Actually, that was very important to address, and I'm glad that you did. I've been noticing a lot of that too, and it's very concerning. Especially, I actually think I'm the oldest one here, and I'm at that point in my life now. I mean, I'm only in my early 30s. You know what I mean? You know how you say in your late 20s? I'm at least my early 30s, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
have minors come and contact me, yes, it does. It is very uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable, and I get scared because I'm like, well, you're contacting me and I know I'm not going to do anything to you, but who else are you contacting, child?
Exactly. You know what it is? It's that maternal instinct that clicks on saying, "Okay, I feel the need to protect you. I don't know how to protect you, but you should not be contacting people that are older than you. I get it for friendship or otherwise. It's you know what it is now, not to say that everyone should be living in fear, but it's a very dangerous world, especially online. You
I
know.
think we grew up with the PSAs like, the internet is nothing but pedophiles,
Yep.
and then like
Yep.
we've grown up and we found that to be only half true. Like the internet is half pedophiles and half good people. So
You're
I,
so
I
right
think
though. You're so right.
so. So I think like people, like a lot of like the kids today are not growing up with that fear of the internet that we had. Um, but the pedophiles are still there, and not even just pedophiles, just people who want to take advantage of your emotional energy. So yeah, please be careful. Please be so careful. You scare me. You guys give me anxiety. Anybody give me anxiety. Please be careful. I'm worried about you.
But you're not wrong though.
Okay, there we go. I'm good. I'll get off my soapbox. I don't want to be preachy to people because like you're still like you're a functioning human. You're not like a
Trench.
you might be talking to a degenerate, and then I'm like, wait a minute, but Angel's a degenerate too, and
You
he's an
think you're
awful
talking
person,
to
and you
Cherry
probably
Bomb, but in
should.
reality, you're talking to Tom Trench.
Yeah. So I was like, wait, I can't. He's also a degenerate, and you probably
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, he's a
people. So I'm
Cherry
like,
Observer now because they murdered someone.
okay, so I was gonna compare it from Angel to like
Um, who's Bunny? Who's your favorite character? Who do you relate to the most in I?
hard. Um, in terms of favorites, I have several. Um, God, it's really hard to like. I really love Husk because, like I said, I'm a furry and he's a big cat man. He's got the little kitty ears and he's got the little kitty teeth and I like his paws. And, oh God, I'm sorry, I'm a degenerate. I just really like him, and I do like Alistair, because I am Ace and he is Ace, and we're both serial killers. And again, I felt really seen. Also because he has like little deer ears, and again, I'm a furry, and
I love when
I will
people give her a little deer tail too.
and I will cancel Vivian if she does not give him deer tail. Obviously, I'm kidding. I don't want like to send any like
It would be in his coat. It'd be so easy to hide it.
I know. Okay, I did
If
say
he
that
takes his
about how
jacket off.
like if he does have it, it would be under his coat, and I'm like, that made me so happy because I'm like, oh, he has things he's bashful about. Good. So
I could see that too. He'd be so insecure about it. Like, I've got this thing out of my butt.
But to me, that's like really funny because like when you go to hell, you become a furry. Like obviously, we're all going, we're all furries. We're all going to hell. But I just love it that Husk, like, because there are a lot of furry characters, but they still have clothes. He's just like, who gives a shit? Like nobody can
Mm-hmm.
see anything anyway. I'm covered in fur. It's cute.
I'm gonna wear this bow tie and a hat. That's it. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
So like there's Husk, Alistair. I love Charlie. I am a Vaggie simp. I mean, she's like one of my favorite people to draw. But the irony is like I don't post very much art of her because like I love her so much that I'm like, no, this isn't beautiful enough. This isn't good enough. Not for her. Me. um, and I guess from the boss side, I I really do I love Blitz, but at the same time, I think my favorite character is just like Imp itself, like the dynamic between the group.
Mm-hmm.
So so to me, like I think the sum is greater than its parts. So
Okay.
just like their dynamic together,
Why would you
I
drink
really
on a work night? I'm hungover from this morning, dumbass.
um I'm trying to think of like I'll feel, like after the stream, and if I forget anybody, I'll feel really bad. Like, oh no, how could I forget my child? But I think yeah. So I like Imp as a whole, Husk, Alistair, Charlie, and Baggy. Those are like my faves.
Okay.
I got a
There you
question.
go. Yes.
Within the everyone does their own merch and everything. Out of all the characters in general, which do you wish you'd see more sort of stuff for?
That's a good one.
Are you talking about official merch or what people draw?
Oh no, in general and within the community itself.
Okay, so within the community itself, I would like to see more Husker. Again, like
Mm-hmm.
time a Husker pin drop, I just think I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna pay $33 for international shipping because I
Mm-hmm.
really want this young Husk, like more Vaggy. I really, really like Vaggy. She's so beautiful. Like, okay, so I guess if we're talking about merchandise, one gripe that I have is merch, official or otherwise, is of her being angry. I think I've only drawn her angry once for a comic, but every time it's like by assholes and emotions. Charlie is kind of like letting shit slide. So Vaggie has to be the one to actually put boundaries and be
Yep.
angry for the situation. So I'm like, she's completely justified in how she feels. I mean, like, Charlie let the radio demon inside. Like, I'd be pissed off too. Be like, So I I don't like drawing Zaggy angry. I don't like drawing merchandise of her angry because I feel like that's not her base emotion. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that in the pilot everything is just fucked all the time and Charlie is letting a bunch of assholes into their life. So yeah. I will pay top dollar for smiling Zaggy. I was so upset that the official plush, even she got smiling bear eyes. I was like, give me my smiling Vaggie. That's like one of the plushies I designed. It was gonna be like a little couple themed plush, and it was just like little Vaggie smiling and holding hands with little smiling Charlie, and they are away from every other asshole. Even like my favorite characters, I'm like they're assholes. Like you guys deserve better. It's fine.
Why did I just picture Charlie and Veggie in Kigurumis, but they're Razzle and Dazzle?
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh
Wouldn't
my
that be
god.
so cute?
Oh no, that's so cute.
I smell a
I
collaboration.
would love. Oh my god, Vivian, if she's probably not here, but
Viv!
anybody who's connected to the team, I will pay any amount for Razzle and Dazzle Kigurumis. Get
Yes.
on that. I will pay any amount. I do not care.
We need mini plushies of Razzle and Dazzle to go with the Charlie.
Because if you guys want to know what I do with the pin money, it goes back into official merchandise and fan merchandise. Do not care. I will pay whatever it takes to get Razzle and Dazzle kigurumis, and that will be the only thing I wear, even to work. I don't care if I get written up. It's fine.
You didn't say I couldn't wear this. There's no dress code that says kigurumis aren't allowed.
Yeah, you didn't say there are no kigus.
Yeah, look in
So
this
there.
list of rules. See, it says no, nothing slutty. All it says nothing in here about no kigurumis.
It's great because I used to be a manager, and like once you get to certain like levels of seniority, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like nothing. You can't do anything to me. I'm gonna wear what I want. So I did, and they were.
It will be that Brandon Rogers skit. It was just like, try me, bitch.
Oh yeah, I know. I used to wear pajamas all the time as like a manager because I was tired. So I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? You can't fire me. I run all of this, and I run your international teams. What are you gonna do about it? So I plan to wield that power again, but hopefully in a Razzle and Dazzle Kigurumi.
Yes.
Okay, next question.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to draw Bunny in a kigurumi later.
Oh my god, I love Kigurumi so much. I
I'm
would
gonna have
wear
to do
that.
it.
This stream is beautiful. I love everything about this right now.
I'm gonna put Bunny in one of them and then have Vaggie in the other.
Yes,
You would
I will
suggest
pay
that.
any amount.
I have to do it now. That will be what I do in my break time.
Please do.
I will, and I will send it to you the second it is done.
I
And
mean, I'm
she
not
will.
gonna make those plushies just because that was your idea, and I don't. And I
Oh
already
no,
have
you
like
take it.
regular.
Honestly, you take it.
No. Well, because I was gonna make a so the boys were gonna be in Kigus just cause, but
No, because
Maggie and
I
Charlie
saw
went
the
with Kigus.
Ulster based design one, so I'm like, oh, I need one with Razzle and Dazzle.
Oh my god, I love Razzle and Dazzle so much.
You are
I was really
welcome to
happy.
that. Honestly, you are welcome to
No,
that.
no.
Yes, take it.
I
Take my love.
Oh my
no.
god!
Take
I
that
don't. No,
love affection.
Oh my god!
no. I just don't feel.
Stop!
I don't feel comfortable like making any sort of money off of somebody else's idea. But I know somebody else in the comments one time was like, "Hey, here's an idea for pins," and I was like, "Ooh, I wouldn't feel comfortable drawing anything that somebody else gave to me because like you don't benefit from it, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable."
I
Right.
benefit from it from seeing it be.
Yeah, you make it.
I can't. I am not smart enough for that shit.
Do you think if I
Ladies,
make a okay, because I really want Razzle and Dazzle kigurumis, if like if I just make a very small batch of them and I just sell enough just so I can get a production done for the minimum order, that way I can have them.
Yes.
Could I just do that?
Yes.
Can I just have the Razzle and Dazzle
Yes, you are
kigurumis?
allowed.
I really love Razzle and Dazzle because I'm a furry and I love the furry characters and they're so cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Next question.
Okay. I also want to know about this furry story that you have been teasing me about
Oh,
since we asked you to be on the stream.
oh, that's right. How I got my furry name and
Yes,
everything.
I need
Okay,
this
so
story.
back in the before time of 2014. 2014. I'll just say 2014. So a long time ago, back when I was like only ironically a furry. And like, oh, I just like furry characters. I'm not a furry though. Uh, I was so
That
afraid.
juvenile stage.
Yeah, so back then, I had made I did t-shirts, and they were all like original t-shirts, because I didn't really, I wanted to get away from fan art, and I wanted to just do like my own thing. And a friend suggested that I table with her at Califer, a furry convention in California. And she said, "Oh, furries actually really appreciate original like things, so I think your shirts would do well there." And I agreed. So I went with her and I tabled there. It was, so I didn't know what to expect. I've never really had contact with the furry community other than that convention. So so I go there, and a child walks up to my table who I feel have been more than 12, and he is dressed in the way, you know, like a sitcom would dress like the nerd character, with like, you know, jeans that go up to your nipples, a collared shirt. They actually like made those pants. Like, that's amazing. And I, so he walks up to me and he says, we strike up a conversation, um, and he shows me his furry badge, and like, you know, those like the laminated
Mm-hmm.
art of um, of like their persona,
Mm-hmm.
like the super nice big laminated ones.
Yeah, like big
Okay,
fursuit
so
child badges. Yeah.
yeah, you know, the foot long, and they're like laminated, and it has like all the like the expensive furry art that they bought.
Mm-hmm.
So he points to a golden fox wolf hybrid with blood red eyes, because I am half heaven, half hell. And I was trying so hard not to, because like it was the half heaven, half hell part that got to me. And I was trying not to laugh, because like, I'm not going to laugh at a child. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to make this child feel bad for things. Like, we all go through our cringy phases. Like let he who has not tried to memorize a hara hara yukai cast the first stone. Like, that's my philosophy. But it, like, so, and now that's like an inside joke with friends when we're like, oh yeah, half heaven, half hell, because it felt so deviant, you know. Because
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with DeviantArt, and I like had my OCs that did that. It like struck a chord with me, but I was like not laughing at this child. So I answered back like, "Oh, like, yeah, this." But obviously, okay, because I was being kind of an asshole though, but he didn't know how to do it. So I say to him like, "Oh, does he have one angel wing and one bat wing? Because he's half heaven, half hell." And he goes, "You know, I never thought about it, but for right now, all I know is I'm half heaven, half hell." And I'm like, okay. And then he says, "What are you?" And I've never been asked that before. And I said, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, what are you?" And then I'm understanding now. He meant my persona,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't have one at the time, because I was in the closet of being a party. So I was like, shit, I gotta be cool. I gotta like fit into this furry community. I have to have a persona. So I look around at my table, and I had like some original like rabbit art of this like bunny girl, and I was like, that's me. It's I'm a bunny. And he goes, "Oh, cool. Like, what's her name?" And I go, "Bunny," because I'm very unoriginal and I couldn't think of anything. So Bunny. But then I also added, I was like, yeah, but she actually also has blood red eyes and bat wings, because I am also half heaven, half hell. And he's like, oh, yeah. So I'm like bonding with this child also over being like half heaven, half hell. And so that like stuck with me, because it was so funny to me. And it was just such a positive experience that like right after that, I had made a Fur Affinity account with the name Batsy Bunny, because I was like, you know, if all the things I'm working on doesn't work out, this will be my plan B. Um, so I don't know why it was my plan B because I'm having a great time. And yeah, so that's where my shit post of a persona came from. Um, that one interaction with that child. Like, obviously, I have so many other, like, insane stories from that fur convention, but, like, that one's my favorite. Because that's
That's
how I got my
amazing.
persona. Yeah, there you go. Too bad I
I wish
left
I
all
was
my
that
other
creative.
OCs to die.
I wish I was that creative just on the spot. Oh yeah, so what are you? Human.
I'm
I
human.
mean, Sky,
You are
Sky,
human.
I'm convinced you are your persona because I haven't seen a picture of you. So I'm just convinced, like, oh yeah,
Me?
you are orange and white with blue fur. Yep,
Yeah, that
that's
is
it.
me. I am a corgi fox because, big thighs can't lie.
Yep, there it is. All good.
No, but
Cringe is dead.
that's a really good
Cringe is
tie
dead.
into things as well, though, because obviously Wordy's mentioned earlier that I had her join me and a bunch of other furries on their streams, and without fail, we would always just refer to Wordy as the human
Yep.
trash.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't say human trash. You'd say human trash.
Yes, I love. I guess that reminds me of like the I guess there's this subreddit of just like I forgot what it's called, but it's uh just about like it's called Monkey, like
Monkey.
Monke, and it reminds me of that because we all talk as if we're gorillas, like because we've returned to Monkey, and like
Monkey.
everybody censors out the word human, like stinky human, but you put an asterisk where the U is. It just
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of that. So yeah, we've returned to furry. It's fine. Yo, cringe is I am a bunny bat. No, a bat bunny because yeah, I'm a bat bunny with blood red eyes and bat wings because I am also half heaven, half hell.
It's all
I
good.
don't care. Cringe is dead.
It's okay. I started cringing because I was like, I need to make Wordy a persona. I know I'll make her a griffin, but also she can go underwater because edgy.
Good. It's fine. I don't care. I like I even like can make fursuits. It's like it's okay. Like I've embraced it. I've embraced my furry self. It's fine.
I'm
I
embracing
don't
trash life.
like I don't want to be in a fursuit just because it makes me uncomfortable. Like it's too hot and sweaty.
Oh
But
hell yeah.
I appreciate fursuits and I like sculpting them.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, there we go. Okay, I think that answers that. Next question.
Now that Wordy's back, Wordy can ask the next question.
Ah. Oh, this is a good
I
one.
heard you disappear. I'm like, I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah,
Lay it on me.
my connection's being weird. Um, so I apologize in advance. I think actually we blipped off for like a split second and then came back because OBS gave me a.
What?
Yeah, OBS gave me this. It was a little while ago though. OBS kind of said, "Oh yeah, we've disconnected, but now we've reconnected." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Um, so let's see. We talked about the persona. We talked about the pins. Um, I had a list of
I'm
questions.
trying to think of another one.
Now I'm drawing a what?
I'm trying to think of another one. Okay, I got one. So,
Ugh.
what inspires some of your pin designs? Like, how do you get your ideas for them?
So what happens is I have insomnia and I can't sleep, and then I was like, what if Alistair went feral and was biting Vox? And then that's how it happens. That's
I
how I
would
get
like
my idea.
with the tarot cards in general. Like, how did you go about depicting from each of the existing tarot cards just what Hazbin character would relate to that, and just their
Oh,
designs for that as well? Like, how did that
so
process go?
so I sat down with Glitch because I was I wanted to make sure that I got the right character per card. Like most of them they fit, but like once you start like running out of characters and cards, you have to start like, oh well, uh I guess his like serpentous giant robot could be like judgment raining from heaven. So that's how it went. Uh, so we just went through each card and decided who was what. Like there are some pretty obvious ones. Like Angel would definitely be the Hanged Man. Um, and there were some that were vacillating on. Like for the Devil, it was like I was thinking between Alistair and Lucifer, but I wanted the Emperor and Empress to match, so I decided to just put Lucifer as the Emperor. And then I thought Alistair be a would be better for the Devil. Um,
The devil is.
exactly. And yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I I promise I'll get to them after I finish the last pin I'm working on now. I was just procrastinating on them. I'm sorry. I get really I get really bored very easily. So if I am working on one thing for too long, I'm like, I need to freshen up my perspective.
Mhm.
But the next pin I'm working on is going. Actually, let me check which one in my list. It's going to be please load. Wheel of Fortune, and so I got rid of Baxter and I replaced him with Striker because I am also a scaly and a simp, and yeah. So yeah, the next one I'm working on is Striker.
He seems to be a fan favorite. Any
Yeah.
plans for like Sally Mae?
Uh, for Sally Mae, let me see. I've remade these cards so many times. Let me check because I wanted to do more with Sally, but there were some like I could not replace. Like if somebody couldn't get into a major arcana, because I'm making a deck, I was gonna flip them into the minor or be like a suite, um like the head of a suite. They were going to be the character for the suite.
Right, right.
Oh, I guess my phone is missing. So that's. Oh wait, no, I'm sitting on it. Okay. How did I not feel that?
Keeping it warm.
Oh, that's true. Let me see. Let me look into my godforsaken list of pins. Okay, hello. Okay, so I am at. Okay, so I have left Striker, Val, Luna, Octavia, Lilith, and Velvet. Okay, yeah, I couldn't get rid of any of those because they matched with others. I knew like people would want like Fox, Val, and Velvet, so I didn't want to replace Velvet. And Lilith I can't replace because she has to match Lucifer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to replace Octavia because she's already gone through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She gets her own pin. It's fine. I can't replace Luna because I don't want to because I like Luna.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't replace Val because he's one of the V's. Um,
Yes.
You will have
and
all
I
those
can't
Vals
replace
chasing
Striker.
you.
I can't replace Striker because he he's Blitz's new boyfriend, and I can't. No, yeah. I I yeah. Sorry, no can do. So I think I'll just make Sally Mae like a sweet head. Yeah. I like Sally Mae, and I like drawing her hair. I just
Doesn't
really
matter
like
if I don't
hair.
find the body.
So funny. And her voice actress is so funny too.
I love her voice actress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Morgana, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah, she's so super nice. I like her.
So good.
It's so
No, I
funny because she horror work. Horror. Sorry. Like I used to live in the East Coast, so sometimes like I'll find myself, going like Florida, and like wait, no, I'm in California now.
oh, you mean
I
the way
think
I
you could
told?
say the same thing as well though with like Christina, who's Veronica. You see her in all these really nice sweet roles, and then you see her as Veronica, you're like, shit.
I think she said she wanted to change, like she's going by a different name just because she didn't. Because like one of the first things that came up was like Bone Town, and because she was also the voice actress for Ladybug, she didn't want Bone Town next to Ladybug.
Yep. Yep.
And I agree. I agree with her. Yeah. I agree. I get it. Just give me 1 second. I actually have to use the restroom because I've been drinking tea this whole time like an idiot, and now I
No, of
have to use the
course.
bathroom.
You're indulging that British side. I'm happy.
I will be right back.
Take your time.
No, don't. I'm a degenerate. I'm drinking tea from a bottle, not brewed. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm a degenerate American. All right, I will be right back.
Again. Um. Okay, we should be good.
I just thought of a really good analogy for that too.
What?
I just thought of a really good analogy for that situation too.
What?
You can't expect me not to overreact when tea's in a bottle the same way that you can't expect Alistair to not overreact if you're telling him you're having jambalaya that's a microwave meal.
Okay, what the fuck? That
It's
was too accurate. What the fuck was that?
my analogy.
I am back.
I made an
Okay.
analogy and I think I broke wordy in the process.
Not miss
I
out.
said you can't expect me not to overreact. Can't expect Alistair to overreact if you're telling him you're having jambalaya and it's a microwave meal.
That reminds me of this comic online. Like it was so funny because like Angel is like first and foremost Italian,
Oh, I
and
think I know exactly which comic you're about to talk about, and I'm happy.
I was dying. It was so funny. Cooking pasta, and he like snapped. He did like the white person thing, in half, and like Angel was like, no.
I
And
saw
I feel the
a
same
comic
way.
of it the other week and I sent it to Wordy. I'm like, Wordy, I'm dying.
I can relate to that on so many
It was
levels. It is not even funny.
I'm
so
gonna
funny.
find that
Like
link
that
to
reminds
send
me
to
of
you.
that.
Oh my god. I'm gonna find you
So
the link to the comic dub that I saw of it because oh my god, it killed me.
Yep. Yep.
The VA
so
did
funny.
such a good job of making Angel completely die.
Listen,
I just like the dramatic music. Snapping the pasta in half.
Dun, 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 dun.
that would absolutely
Yeah, I
break
just
an
forget.
Italian's heart.
Mm-hmm. You just heard Charlie in the
Yeah.
background. Angel, you okay?
You can't come
I
back
come
from
from like
that.
a. I mean, like, okay, so growing up in a very Jewish household, like it functions the exact same as an Italian one. Like from what I know, like having like super Italian friends and like we share. I'm trying to think of like the equivalent in the household because like, seriously, and that's like, I'm like more people would know because a lot of people don't know like like Jewish idiosyncrasies just because we tend to keep to ourselves in our little caves.
Mm-hmm.
that we're a myth.
We exist only in your imagination.
But on but sometimes on a Saturday evening, you can see the Jews line up in the
If you're lucky, you'll see them all choreographed together.
Oh my god. I can't. I can't.
It's a rare sighting once in a blue moon.
It was just the way.
uh,
It's not even what she said, it was the delivery.
I'm trying to like think of an analogy, but I'm like, knows how we do things. I was like gonna be like how to make the matzo balls in the matzo ball soup.
Oh, that sounds
I don't know, like
tasty.
nobody's ever had it like this because I know
That
I've been to
sounds
every single deli in the world. don't don't look into it. Just trust me. And all of them make the matzo balls incorrectly. So yeah, I guess I'd be like packing the matzo ball extremely densely and tightly and like rounding it into into a dense ball. But I think like the pasta is more relatable. I just think that's so funny. Uh, yeah.
I'm still trying to find
I
this comic.
Oh, you're just trying to find it. It's just so funny. Yeah, just I guess post it for everybody so they can read it
I'm
too.
gonna have to because it was a comic dub and the voice actor did such a fucking good job with it.
Because like there are a few things that like online like that make me actually laugh instead of just like a nostril exhale. That one did make.
I'm purposely having to stop myself laughing because I'm gonna get bullied for it.
Why are you getting bullied for it?
You know why I get bullied for it.
Uh,
You know exactly why I get bullied for it.
Mm.
Because my
I'm
ever so
trying to find
lovely
it too.
partner is like, hey, you're a hamster. You're a guinea pig.
Angel Dust
What the
comic
fuck?
pasta.
Okay, so it's not in that chat, so is it in this chat? I have to look through all my chats. Oh my god.
It's so funny.
Oh, so you know what I should do? And I'm not gonna
What?
lie, I should make a Twitter for Helluva Hazbeans.
You should.
I haven't done that.
Oh
I
yeah,
should.
probably.
I
That's
probably
a good
should
idea.
do that.
Why did we
Oh,
think of that?
God, I don't know, cause my
I
brain's been
can't find it. There's only ship art. No, I don't want to ship Alistair and Angel right now. I want to see Angel go feral because he broke the pasta in half. God, I love that. I love that comic so much. Oh
Twitter, as
man.
much as I love this ship, I don't need it at this very moment.
Yep.
Okay, well, Twitter people, please find it because it's super funny. Yes.
I'm still searching for it. I also have a pretzel in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
I got hungry. I got pretzels.
Angel, or maybe just Angel comic pasta. No, I don't want to ship them right now. That's for another time.
That's for after stream.
Well, like I'm a multi shipper. Um, so I like anything goes for me.
Hmm.
Uh, there are some ships I like more. Like I think my main one is like obviously Chaggy. I will die on the Chaggy train. And
I found it.
I oh okay, please post it because I
I
want
am.
to. I should have
I'm getting
bookmarked
the
it
link.
because I need to save it for whenever I just need to look at it.
I'm
Like
getting the
there's
link.
something
I was
that you
trying to think of the
bookmark and
life
you're
me
like I
who
want to
the
look at
voice
it.
actor for it was. It was Corey something. Where's his name? Corey Wilder. That's who it is. He does really good VA stuff.
Okay, let me. Uh, where's the?
I think he also did the Drunk Alistair comic, if I remember rightly.
I'll get the link from you later.
I'm gonna post it in the channel thing because that's where we're currently talking.
Okie dokie. All right.
Okie
Oh yeah, I guess I promised everybody that I'd talk about how to make pins. So
dokie.
sorry, that I went off on a tangent about my broken private parts. Like, I was like, yeah, guys, I'm going to talk about how to make pins of your own, and then they tune in and they're like, well, this is how I injured my private.
I mean, we talked about it.
We did.
Okay,
There you go.
I
That
made
is in the
a little.
channel for you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to how to break an Italian heart. Funny. Okay, I'll watch it later. I'm gonna put it in my bookmark so I can rewatch it. Okay, and I know I made like an infographic a little bit ago on how to, like, just the basics, how to make a pin for
Ooh, that's
yourself.
a
But
good question.
obviously uh, there are more nuances
I know
after making
we
pins
can
for a little
start
bit.
taking this to the chat if they've got any questions as well.
Oh, sure. Okay, so why don't I just run down the basics and then
I've got the chat up as well, so as soon as you've done that I can ask one of the questions from chat.
I'm a boomer. Which chat is am I
I got
going
it up
to?
on YouTube so I can always read these out to you.
Okay.
I can't. I'm a
I'm a
boomer. Oh
boomer
my
millennial.
god.
I don't know what I'm doing.
If you want to see it, just go to the general chat and click on the YouTube link to the stream itself and you'll see the chat there.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I guess just to rehash, over how to make pins. Um, sorry, I'm like pulling up my
It's
I'm pulling up my thing.
okay, leaving us in suspense.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. No, I'm not Betsy Bunny. I'm Betsy Bunny. Also, Betsy's a really cute name. Okay, so pretty much what you're going to do is, if you want to get like the cheapest, like not quality, but just like the cheapest way to go is to go through China and go through a Chinese factory. To find factories, you go to Alibaba.com, make an account, and search up custom enamel pins. You will see that some factories have minimum order quantities, or MOQs, meaning there is a minimum amount per design that you have to order, and some don't have an MOQ. Usually, like, the standard is usually about like 50 to 100 minimum order, but you can still find some without a minimum order. It's just the cost per piece is going to be expensive. It also does not behoove you to make just one, because you're going to have like a one-time. So how it works is you have to pay for the metal stamp that stamps, like, like the metal for your pin, and that can range anywhere from $50 to like $150, depending on how big your pin is. So because I'm an asshole when I design pins, I make them details. So my pin mold fees are like $150 a piece. So the design, and here's something that I've learned uh, with as few small spaces as possible, because that's where you're going to wind up with a lot of like B grades, or like some with a few errors. It's just also harder on the factory to fill those small spaces with an enamel, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they hand pour them. So unless you're going to like a huge factory that has a machine that pours the enamel automatically, you're most likely dealing with a factory that has people doing it by hand, and it's very hard to keep steady and fill the small spaces. So I just recommend you don't make as many small spaces. And if you do need small details, just design your pin to be like a little bit bigger. The smallest space a factory can fill is 0.3 millimeters, but don't do that to them. It'll make it more expensive. It'll be higher. It'll have a higher propensity to have errors. So just make them a little bit bigger. If you would prefer to buy in America, just because you don't want to wait as long in terms of shipping, uh, there are a few American, but they are very expensive. One of them is Wizard pins. I have personally never used them because a lot of the American factories also can't do certain finishes that Chinese factories have. It's just the technology is not here.
Okay.
But there's that option if you want it. Um, and when you are making pins, I highly suggest that you use Adobe Illustrator. I know like Adobe sucks, like they suck. They really do suck. But the standard for the factories is working in Illustrator. Like they usually use AI files. So I highly suggest you use Illustrator. They can vector it for you, but sometimes they can make mistakes. So I don't trust anybody with my work. So I just have the vector files myself. Like I'm just keeping it myself, and I'll do it myself, and I hand them the vector, and that's it. Um, but if you do not have Illustrator and you have other things like Clip Studio, Paint, or what have you, just make sure you make a clean line file, and you give it to them that way. What else? Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, the types of pins. There are a lot of types of pins. Like hard enamel is what usually people like, and I found after doing a pin like where errors usually lie. So I really like epoxy pins, and epoxy pins are just soft enamel pins with an epoxy coating, so they look like hard enamel, and they also have like this cool glowy effect that I really like.
Oh,
But
those are pretty.
I found that there is a high rate of Sakati pins because like what epoxy is, it's just like imagine like you have a plate and you you have glue covering your plate and you're waiting for it to dry. It's going to be very difficult to keep like hairs or any particles in the air from landing on that glue and drying in it. So yeah, high rate of errors for epoxy. I like this finish, but just know that there will be more B grades if you make epoxy pins. Also, I found that if you do spaces of like large swaths of metal, like I did for the what's the word? The redeemed pins, like the Playbill ones, there might be some warping and like irregularities in the metal, even though it's hard enamel. So keep spaces that were supposed to be like enamel consistent. And oh yeah, so you can add a lot of things to your pins like glitter, screen printing, and all that jazz. But be prepared. I actually feel terrible about it because I didn't know. But when I added a lot, like all the taro pins have screen printing, but that means they take like exponentially longer to do because I was told that the screen printing process just takes a really long time, and there is also a higher rate of errors screen printing, which I have found. So be prepared. And glitter, so my factory, I haven't found issues with glitter, like glitter being in the wrong place. But from the Disney pin people, they say that you'll have a lot of errors with glitter. So just be aware. Like, and it's normal. It's normal to have B grades, like, because they're a handmade item. Um, but the problem comes with like half of your pins are like B grades. Like that's an issue. Oh, and when I talk about grading for anybody, so like not all the pins are going to be the same. Some of them are going to look better than the others. And if there's some like issues, like some enamel poured where it wasn't supposed to, or there's like a speck here that's not supposed to be there, that's a B grade. And when you take, it's a given that anybody who pre-ordered is guaranteed an A grade. And after you're done grading and all your pre-orders go out, then you can sell them as like your extra A grade, and then you sell your B grade separately. Just because people should know what they're getting, and you charge less for the B grade because they're not getting a perfect pin. I think those were the basics.
Okay.
I guess I can answer any questions that are in terms of pins. I can answer specific questions.
Mm-hmm. Any other press work? So we had one where they were asking.
Well, I know I linked the
to
Twitter. Was
produce
there?
them.
Yeah, I don't know if there's
Oh,
like anything else that Bunny wanted to include in that. So.
Are they talking about to produce their own pins, to buy them that way, or do they mean like buy pins that I am making?
Yeah, well, it reads like, where can we buy the pins? They aren't on your Etsy.
Oh, through Twitter. Like I'm building a website right now, but it's taking a long time because I have work today. It's just that I work later in the day, and I've just been so tired. But what I've been doing is I've been taking pre-orders through Twitter. Like as you can see, I have a pinned post with instructions on like what the current pre-order pins are. And then once the pre-orders are done, I do not accept any orders until I finally get them in hand. Then I can grade them and then ship out the A grades. I actually doubled my order, so I know I won't risk overselling. But then after that, the not radio dust, the Husker Dust Sailor Moon pins and the Alistair pins will go up for pre-order, and then I list instructions that are like in my pinned post.
That's amazing.
But eventually, everything will be on my website. It's just that Etsy hates me. So I made like an Etsy, and they were punishing me because I was selling too much. And I was like, oh, okay. So they're like, hey, and because they're also pre-orders, so I can't ship them out. But I wrote that I'm not going to ship them out. I said it was going to be like at least like 2 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent in an inquiry saying like, hey, like please stop dinging me. These are pre-orders. But Etsy was like, hey, so we're just going to take 30% of everything you make right now, just in case you get it back. Haha, we're doing this for your protection. I'm like, save it. You're doing it just in case I'm a scammer. But I just showed you. It's a whole thing. I don't like Etsy. So I only did one pre-order there, realized it was terrible, and then nothing else was there.
That's a pain in the ass. I'm so sorry.
It is what it is, but that means I just have to work faster on the website because I hate taking pre-orders through Twitter because I have to document everything. I don't want to lose anybody's information.
Right.
But if I do it through website, it's all just there. Yeah. But that's to answer your question. I'm sorry.
We got another one from them as well.
Yes.
So their name is Saku, and in brackets, Pesky Gal. And they say, so we just send you a DM for specific fins. Are there any that you aren't making anymore?
So I am not selling any. I can't sell anything that the pre-orders are over with because I can't easily go back to the factory and be like, hey, actually, can you add to that order? Because they've already pressed the metal, they've already poured the enamel, but they're still being made. And I do not want to risk overselling because that would be the worst thing ever. Because I also don't know how many A's and B grades I have in a certain set. Like, what if I receive pins and like half of them are B grades? Like, well, crap. I only have like I have this many orders, but not everyone can get an A grade. So what do? So that's why I won't take, like what I do is I take pre-orders and then I buy double the can be guaranteed an A grade. I don't take any more. One, overselling, or two, having something wrong with the pins where uh, half of them are B's, and then I don't have enough A's to ship out. But once shipped out all of the pre-orders, I will list them on the website once it's done.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm just waiting
Sorry,
to
it
see
was
if
like
we
located.
No,
I was.
have any more questions come through. A bit of delay with chat.
I'm sorry, you cut out there. Can you say that again?
She was waiting to
Okay.
see if there were any other new messages in the chat.
Yeah, because it's delayed.
Okay. Got it.
YouTube likes to delay the live stream a little bit for chat, so it takes them a couple of seconds to catch up.
Got it. So I am a boomer and don't know how it works. So I will just.
We are learning.
With each stream that we do, we learn a little bit more. So trust me, it's a learning process, I think, for everybody. I mean, honey,
We
if you're
learn more, and this is especially new for us because we've only just started recently having guests coming to join us, so it's all like, whoa.
Got
so
it.
Saku,
Okay. Well, I just didn't want to.
no, not at all. So Saku also asks, are the Pride pins only available this month?
They will be available for regular sale once they're done. Like so they're going into production now, but because I doubled that order because I got more pre-orders than I thought, I can still safely sell take a few more pre-orders before I have to cut them off. Because I highly doubt more than half of them will be B grades. It's just that I like to make sure, just in case there's a problem.
Right. No, of course.
So but I can safely take them now because I ordered more.
Awesome.
That is fantastic.
I'm saying awesome a lot today, I realized.
You are. That is your word of the day. Why are you apologizing? You like that word.
Well, hey,
because I know if I don't,
awesome.
I'm gonna start quoting Nifty again.
Oh Lord. All right. So we are hitting the 2 o'clock mark. If there are any additional questions, I suggest perhaps they be forwarded to the Discord chat. I will provide the link. Let me see. To interested parties. Invite people. This is it. Use hidden. Okay, use copy button. Yeah, use the copy button. Okay.
While you do that, I'll try to explain it too.
I got it.
So what Rudy is doing is giving you the Discord link.
Yes, I'm trying to.
So
anyway.
if you want to keep up the regular with when these massive streams are happening, we talk and we post all this stuff in the Discord chat.
Okay.
And you can come interact with us and your fellow Hazbeans.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So here is the link. Please forward any additional questions to the Discord chat where Batsy, myself, and Sky can see the questions, and we will do our best to answer them.
Yep.
So I believe that covers it for today. What do you ladies think?
I think so. What about you?
You ask me, Batsy.
There we go.
I'm asking both of y'all.
No, I think that about.
You're cutting out, and I'm like trying to understand.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. Sorry, you kept cutting out, so I was like trying to piece together like, what are they saying?
We're hitting the 2-hour mark.
No, not at all. All right. So if I'm cutting out, then that means I believe we are done for the day. I'm going to do my best to work on the connection for next week. Batsy, I really hope you join us again in the future. We would love to have you again.
We've got to get
Yeah, of
Batsy back
course.
because we got to get you back in, Bunny, because we got to have you talking with Glitch and Dreamer, and then you can all tell us the stories of just what drove you all into Hazbins together, and you can blame Glitch live.
Yes,
Oh
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
it is all her fault. It is her fault. Um, I could even just go to their house, and we that way we don't have to have multiple
Oh,
like moments going
oh,
on.
okay, that'd be even better.
I go to their house very often. Yeah, I go over very often. So we're all vaccinated. I'm just putting out we're all vaccinated.
Woohoo! Yay for vaccinations.
No,
No,
that is
I didn't want anybody to think I was being irresponsible. Like, wait,
Oh
no,
no.
I'm vaccinated. I'm good. It's
no.
fine.
That didn't even cross my mind. I figured you guys were being safe
Nope.
in that regard. So
I want
that
to be
being
responsible quickly too.
yes, of course.
But you, Nick,
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
do I have permission to put you in my animatic?
Yeah, sure. Use my
Yeah.
shit persona.
Before I throw her in there, because I like to have permissions.
No, I appreciate. She's half heaven, half
Half
hell,
heaven, half hell.
with
Oh,
blood
buddy.
red eyes. With blood red eyes. Oh man.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us again on another edition of Helluva Hazbeans. Please stay safe, and I hope to see you again next week.
Yeah.
Hope the internet connection gets better.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks. All right, bye, ladies. Bye,
Have a
everybody.
great night. Wait, no.
Yes,
Wait,
you
what time
too.
is it? No, so
Yes, it is
good
evening for me,
after.
so correct.
Okay, good evening to Sky. Good
And,
afternoon to Wordy. Uh,
and good
good
day for
morning to
you.
me.
Yes, good day, good evening, good afternoon, good evening to all. Take care.